welcome to the show. Today is Thursday, March 20th. It's the first day of spring. The cherry blossoms are already showing up in Vancouver, and it's a beautiful sunny weekend out there. And Marc has 100 days left to go in his sentence, and I was supposed to be flying down tomorrow morning to go visit him. But on Monday night, Marc wrote me and said that there had been some infighting and some racial issues in the prison and that they might get locked down. And if I don't hear from him, that's why. And sure enough, I didn't hear from him for 1 day and 2 days and 3 days as of today. It would be of not hearing from him. But he phoned me this morning, or while I was here at the office. We were here early for a meeting with the city. But Marc phoned me, finally let out. They were locked in their cells for 3 days straight. He had not showered. They were given cold hot dogs on plain buns for meals. It was really difficult and no fun at all. And it was really good for him to be able to get out of the cell and to be able to shower. But he still can't go outside because for the weekend, all of the inmates are going to be confined to their units and visits have been canceled. So I had to call United Airlines, cancel that flight, change it up to next weekend, and do the same with my car and hotel. And it's really just sad that I have to cancel this visit because Marc and I haven't seen each other for I think 3 weeks now, and it's getting really close to his freedom, but he sure would love to see me, and I'd love to see him, and it's just really sad that he has been locked down. But I'll be going down the next weekend, and he'll be back to regular schedule on Monday, and hopefully there won't be any other issues. I know his Canadian gang of one isn't having any beefs with anybody, so he gets along with everybody down there, and he's safe and sound, but definitely sad that I can't go see him. But I do encourage you guys to go look at his new blog. I posted it this week. It's a looking back article about how he was writing about Dennis Perron from California in the earliest days before medical marijuana even existed in California. So this blog is about Marc's earliest raids and 1997, a lot of the earlier stuff. So go check that out on the front page of cannabisculture.com, and it's quite fascinating stuff to look back. 20 years ago, Marc started here in Vancouver, and so much has happened. And in fact, today the Obama administration said that they're going to start allowing medical marijuana research for PTSD, and that's pretty fascinating because as we're seeing, a lot of little measures are being taken that reduce the harms of prohibition and the drug war. So I'm very excited to see that. I mean, step by step. You don't get a black president the day after slavery ends, right? You got to go step by step and make your gains as much as you can, and I think we're making tremendous gains. In fact, we know Sanjay Gupta and CNN and all the medical marijuana. I mean, there's Georgia just passed a law for only CBD and no THC or something like that. Honestly, I can hardly keep up with the news. It's just crazy, but it's very positive. And Marc is coming home to help continue the fight here in Canada. Now, I was on CTV National News this week about the medical marijuana program here in Canada and how they're changing it to one where the patients will not be allowed to grow as of April 1st. So they're being told to destroy their legal gardens and destroy all their legal medicine by mixing it with cat litter and water and putting it out in the garbage. And they're being told to do this by the 1st, and then police will be sent to make sure there's no marijuana sitting around that hasn't been purchased from an authorized provider, which they don't really exist and they're not really set up quite yet, and it's really quite harsh. And if you go look at our website, you'll find Health Canada has been really, really aggravating and depressing in their approach. Their first statements are, we do not believe in medical marijuana. We don't support medical marijuana. They don't want anything to do with medical marijuana. They say straight out, we're being forced to do this by the courts. Now, it's just showing that they're cruel, and there's of course a lot of battles going on to fight this. And the reason I was on CTV National was because John Conroy, a great lawyer, was in court to discuss having an injunction to enable these patients to keep growing their medicine that they've been growing all this time. And the battle goes on. I think tomorrow the judge said he would issue a decision about whether the patients can wait until a court decision in another issue has been heard. Kind of complicated legal stuff, as we all know, but point is, there's a group, the MMAR Coalition Against Repeal, working towards making sure patients can keep growing, and that news is unfolding right now in Canada, so we'll keep you guys updated at Cannabis Culture and Pot TV, and I'm sure Jeremiah Vandermeer of Cannabis Culture will have news about that probably on his show tomorrow. So a reminder, Pot TV, we have our live shows, Jeremiah with Cannabis Culture News Live on Fridays, and Greg Marijuana Man Williams with Al the Alchemist on Wednesdays, and Marius also has his show on Thursdays or Fridays. I think it's Fridays. I always think it's Thursday for some reason. But that's happening too, so stay tuned for all our Pot TV content. We try and bring you all the news as it's happening. Now, I was also on Global News, my regular gig, talking about some random news stories, but they decided to post that on their website. So if you want to go search Jodie Emery Global BC1, I think they have that up there on their website. They put it out there to wonder what we would say today, and it was interesting topics, so random stuff about small rental apartments and vaccinations, and so go check that out if you're interested in hearing me talk about non-pot stuff. And we were meeting, as I said earlier in the show, we are meeting here today to go to meet with the city representatives because April 20th is 1 month away, and wow, it sure comes fast, really speeds up on us here, but we're prepared, we're planning for it. And we've got a lot of great stuff in store as usual. So you can go to 420vancouver.com. We've got information being added there. We've got bands and speakers. All the info isn't on there yet, but we'll be updating it, so stay tuned. And of course, follow us online on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Hopefully you can find it all on our pages. There's a whole lot of them, so I can't list them all off here, but if you guys are following, you'll see lots of pictures and sales and prices. Oh, and speaking of sales, free Marc hoodies. I should have brought one up with me, but free Marc hoodies are on sale, 50% off. We're selling them for $19.99. That's $20 for a free Marc hoodie because we've got a whole lot in stock. I'll be quite honest with you, we ordered a little too many and we need to move them out. But it's a perfect opportunity for you to get one to have Marc sign when he comes home. So down here at Marc Emery's Cannabis Culture Headquarters, free Marc hoodies on, 50% off, and hemp hoodlum coats, incredible product. I wore mine out into the rainy wilderness on the weekend last weekend for a little hike in the trees, and it was perfect and kept me warm. But we have those on sale too here at Cannabis Culture, 50% off, great deals as always. And when you support us, you're supporting our activism and our ability to educate and inform people and get engaged in elections and everything we do. And of course, you're helping to keep Marc safe and sound in prison. And you enable me to go down and see him like I was supposed to this weekend. And it cost a good penny to go change that flight. But of course, I have to do that. I have to go see him. We have to make it through this. So you guys help make that possible, and thank you as always. So I'm going to wrap this up now and thank everyone for their activism on every different front. I know there are a lot of people out there doing a lot of different forms of activism, but I also want to just say a quick word to Carrie Boyder. I don't know if she's watching, but she's been a fantastic activist for a long time, had me go down to Washington State for the legislature to testify, but her father-in-law passed in that helicopter crash in Seattle. If you guys heard about that, 2 people died. Her father-in-law was actually on that helicopter. I was quite surprised to see that on Facebook today, and I'm sorry, Carrie and Dan, I'm really sorry for your loss. But you do great work, Carrie, really, truly. And we all suffer losses and gains in our life, but carry on, soldiers. Oh, and one more quick word to Valerie Malta and the Memorial Tribute Bench in Boston at the Boston Commons for the King of Pot, Michael Malta. Amazing activist, died of a heart attack last year in October, and greatly missed, but we contributed towards getting that bench, a memorial bench. So hopefully if I go to Boston again, I'll be there in the Commons to meet up with everybody and remember Michael and the work he did. So carry on, soldiers. We got a lot of work to do, and Marc's coming home to kick our butts into gear. So we've got lots ahead, and I appreciate you all for your support in all these years. It's hard to believe so much has happened, but it's coming to a close. Thank you sincerely, and I'll see you guys next week. And free all the drug war prisoners and legalize marijuana, and it's happening. I don't even need to say it. Thanks a lot, guys.